Thanks to this Belly Up media production. Some said we'd go belly up, so we made it our name. And we're still here.
The following announcement has been paid for, but it's for Board Addicts Podcast.
And a happy Monday to everyone. I'm Matt. This is Sal. We are your Rasslin Addicts, and hope everyone's doing well today.
Yeah, I'm liking the shirt you got on.
You know what? Thank you. I am not really going away, but I'm going on vacation, from work. And I'm off, for the rest of the week. So I figured let's get the party started.
Yeah.
Little, flamingos, little pink and black like Bret Hart. So
start a little early. Why not?
You know what? You can never start too early. So
truly.
That was good. That was good.
I gotta admit, I'm a high noon guy.
You know what? I like high noons too. High noons are really good. I like the peach. But
yeah,
I can't turn down a good seltzer. So
no, I can't either. High noons are my go-to.
I can't do beer anymore. Beer, just like if Stone Cold you're listening, I apologize, but beer just blows me up, and then it's like, where a nice little Truly can't go wrong.
Perfect. You can never go wrong with a Truly or High Noon. White Claw I can't do anymore, but. Yeah, I'm kind of off White Claws.
As my wife is laughing at me in the background. But we were not with you guys last week. We had a holiday break. It was the 4th of July. It fell on a Monday, so we decided that we weren't going to, do a show. So lots to catch up on. So I figured we get right into it, and it's 2 weeks old, but Money in the Bank a couple of Saturdays ago, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good show. I didn't think it would be the most watched or the second most watched, like they said. Whatever record it broke, I didn't think it was that good, but it was all right.
I thought it was pretty good. I did live coverage for it, so I was multitasking. I was watching and, doing what I had to do for Wrestling Inc. But I thought it was great. Some people said, it was all right, but I didn't have a problem with it. I thought there were a lot of good matches. The crowd was unbelievable. That's what stood out to me the most. The crowd was insane. I know Wrestling Inc. had Nick Hausman inside the arena, and he was tweeting all night how the crowd was just on fire the whole night. It was a really good night of wrestling, and the Money in the Bank is kind of like one of their big four now. It's moving into that one big four top pay-per-views they do each year. I think it's kind of kicking Survivor Series out.
Yeah.
They got Mania, they got SummerSlam, they got Royal Rumble, and it used to be Survivor Series, used to be in the top 4. But now I'm thinking Money in the Bank kind of kicked Survivor Series to the curb, and Money in the Bank is probably top 4 now.
I would agree with that. I definitely would say that Money in the Bank is number 4 out of their top 5.
Right.
Events, pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever you want to call them, as they put on yearly. And it's funny because Money in the Bank did the exact opposite of the Royal Rumble, and everyone was upset with the winners of the Royal Rumble. And yet you know, people were not happy that Theory, you know, won the briefcase. I mean, obviously, you know, Liv, that was the highlight of the night, I think.
That was her night.
Yeah. It's funny. This is, what is she, the fourth one? The fourth Money in the Bank winner? Carmella, Bailey,
think so.
Asuka,
Carmella, Bailey,
Alexa.
Asuka. Yeah, she might.
She's 5.
Maybe fifth. Yeah.
Carmella's the only one that held that briefcase for more than a day.
Yeah, I saw people talking about that, and like, I understand where they're coming from, but I don't care. You know, I thought I thought Liv needed that moment. That was I mean, that's a moment that will be remembered. You know, it's a moment that will be, you'll see, like 5 years from now, you say, wow, that moment really pushed her to the top and made her a big star. And
yeah,
I think she needed that. I think it was the right time. Why? If you're not a heel, I don't see why you should hold that for too long. It works better with a heel.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I think maybe she was the 6th because I just remembered of Nikki ASH.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Exactly. I totally forgot about that too. And I agree. You know what? If it's done the right way, then it's fine. You know, like, I can't really be upset if, you know, Liv doesn't hold it, but, you know, doesn't hold it for a long time, but cashes in. Like, to me, it's the person who wins it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when she won it, I was hyped because you knew it was going to be her. Like, I tweeted out that, you know, my heart is saying Liv, but like my mind for some reason is making me think like Becky. But like, I want it to be Liv because that's the point of the match.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, I'm just tweeting out that we're live.
I remember saying months ago. Oh, okay. I remember saying months ago, I said, you know, Liv needs to win the Money in the Bank. This was even before I even knew she was going to be in the Money in the Bank. I said she needs to win it because there's something about her. She has that star quality about her. She's good in the ring. I say it all the time. I probably said it on the show probably multiple times. She's reminds me a lot of Trish Stratus. And, you know, I think Vince sees something in her, definitely. Obviously, I mean, he gave her the Money in the Bank, had her win that, and then in the same night had her beat Ronda Rousey. And I'm happy for her. I think she's fantastic. But there's you know, speaking of Ronda Rousey, they have another problem with her. I think the crowd. That I like to call it the Ronda Rousey problem. She's not a good babyface.
I agree.
And
she's not.
I think the crowd is starting to see that, and because Money in the Bank, she didn't get a babyface reaction. Kind of got like a booed. It was like, you know, kind of a mixed bag there. But
I feel like they're over her.
I don't know if they're over her. I just think they see through her. You know, she walks out and she's starting to smile. It's Ronda Rousey. Why are you having her walk out and smiling and stuff like that? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, have her walk out and be Ronda Rousey.
She should be a male Brock Lesnar. The female. Be the female Brock Lesnar. You know, like Brock just recently started, you know, smiling, high-fiving. But even though he does that, when he smiles, it's not like a hey, like me smile. It's like I'm a sick son of a bitch. Get ready for what I'm going to do smile. And
he has a different type of smile, yeah.
And it's the same thing with Raquel Rodriguez. Like, she's a monster powerhouse. Stop smiling. All the time. You know,
And that's a Vince thing. I guarantee you Vince said, hey, go out and smile a little bit more and stuff like that, which, at their babyface, they should smile, but I think it's a little too much. They just come out and they're just like grinning, like ear to ear. And I'm like, all right, like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do it the entire time you walk out.
You don't have to smile to be a babyface. It's
No.
how, it sounds stupid. But it's like, it's your morals and like how you wrestle, how you're in the ring. You don't break the rules, or you're the underdog. But like when you come out smiling and you get your ass kicked and you come out smiling next week to fight the same person that kicked your ass last week, it's like, what are you happy about? Why are you happy?
Right.
Why are you smiling? You should be upset.
I don't mind that Raquel does it, but Ronda Rousey shouldn't be doing it. The ending of that, when Liv cashed in and then Ronda, hugged her and raised her hand, that part didn't make sense to me. I thought she was going to turn on her. I thought it was okay. We're going to get heel Ronda. She's going to, knock her out or something, but we didn't get that. And now SummerSlam, it's going to be those two going at each other now. It's Ronda and Liv for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And
what I think they should do, you got to add Natty to that match because
I don't know.
Only so she can eat the pin from Liv pin and Natty. You're not going to have Liv pin Ronda again. I don't see it.
I don't know.
Unless Natty causes the distraction, but like
Maybe.
why? But I feel like if you're gonna, but the thing is, then Charlotte's coming back. She's on SmackDown. Are they gonna pick their shit up again, or is one gonna move? Ronda needs to be on Raw, and I feel like it should be like the 80s. How Slick Rick, Bobby Heenan, they all had a bunch of different, wrestlers that they managed. Even if those wrestlers weren't like together, they managed different people. It was almost like a real managerial company to where they were, I have this guy, I have this girl, but then I also have this guy and this guy, but they're not even together in like a stable. They need to do something like that because Ronda is not a talker. She's not.
No.
And
that's the problem.
That suffering succotage bullshit that she pulled with Natty on SmackDown. I didn't watch SmackDown, but I saw it on Twitter. She was getting absolutely roasted. And you're a fighter. What are you doing? What are you saying? Who's giving you this stuff to say? You're on the same show as Paul Heyman.
Well, that's what I keep saying. Why is Paul not? Why is he not? I get the bloodline and stuff like that, but you can manage outside the bloodline.
Yeah,
go be. That would be gold having Paul with Ronda, and I don't understand why they don't do it. I don't know if they feel like Ronda's too big of a star to have a manager.
Roman Reigns has a manager. He's the biggest star in all of wrestling right now.
Exactly. But I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but then that wouldn't even make sense.
It's past the point to make sense. I feel like if they were going to do that, he should have managed Rousey before Roman. But this way, it's where it's almost like Roman allowed this to happen.
And I think the reason why they don't have Paul with her right now is because they're still pushing her as babyface.
She shouldn't be a babyface.
No, I agree.
She shouldn't be. They fucked up with Sasha. I felt like Sasha, Becky, they could have been two top baby faces for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, they could have.
It's turn Becky. Becky should not be a heel. The people want to cheer for her. While she's doing great with this gimmick, it's like a mini playoff of Rollins.
Yeah.
It's working for her, but I feel like it would be better if she was the face of Monday Night Raw, being that there's no Cody, there's no Roman,
She kind of is. She's been the women have been main event at Raw for the past, I forgot how many days, but I think it was over 70 days.
I love it. And they're putting on good matches too. It's not like they're shit matches. They're doing good stuff. And I just feel like now, I don't know if it's because Vince, the Vince news broke. I feel like maybe the company might be shifting in a different direction to where maybe we are going to see different things that we haven't seen before. Maybe Liv is champion for a couple of months and she doesn't lose it right away.
I hope the thing that bothers me is I hope Ronda just doesn't beat her and that's it. And okay, then what was all this for?
Yeah, why? Just to give us a cool moment?
Yeah, just to give us a cool moment. We've already had cool moments. Have Liv. This is your chance to make a new star. Have Liv be. I don't know. I say, like you said, I can't see Liv pinning Ronda again, but maybe throw Natty in there and have Liv beat Natty. Or how about this? I was thinking this. Maybe have Charlotte come out and distract Ronda and Liv, pins her, and then that's it. And then Ronda and Charlotte can continue with their little feud they had before before Charlotte went and got married and stuff. So you could do that.
I like that actually. I like that. I just want to see something different. I want to see Liv have a decent run. Let her go to at least, the Rumble or even Survivor Series. And the problem is they don't even do that much with the women's title. The only people to hold the title for a long period of time, Charlotte, Becky, Ronda. I mean, no one else really that I could remember has held the championship longer than that. It's always like the hot potato. Even when Asuka was the champion.
Charlotte usually takes it off of whoever has it.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I'm back now." She clocks in, gets her time card stamped, and she goes, "Okay, where's my belt?"
I will say she is missed on that roster for SmackDown because I looked at the SmackDown women's division and it's not that strong. They have Raquel, which she's just getting her feet wet and stuff, but. Who else you got? You got Natty, you got Shayna Baszler, Xia Li, Lacey, and that's a whole other story with Lacey. I don't know what they're doing with her after that promo on SmackDown.
It's a shame because I feel like that type of character, like her background, can be like a good gimmick, but
they botched it.
Completely. Like she was off TV for almost a year. You had a whole year almost to figure this shit out. And listen, I'm not saying that she's, top tier talent to where, they should be working night and day to get her something, but
she's not Charlotte.
She's not Charlotte, she's not Becky, but what you're putting out is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for her. It's embarrassing on TV. I don't even know what is her gimmick. She wears
she's pissed off at the fans because they won't respect her. I don't know. I was doing live coverage of it and I was trying to figure it out and I was just like, I didn't even know how to describe it. I think I just put in my coverage. I was like, yeah, Lacey's just pissed off at the crowd. I didn't know what to say. It was weird.
Yeah, I saw that.
Weird. It was just a weird segment. I don't know. I think somebody said it was just like, it was like the "you people" promo. Like, it's you people that are wrong, not me. I don't know. It was bizarre.
Generic heel promo.
Yeah, but they tried to push her as this big baby face, and now they're all of a sudden she's mad at the world, and I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
They didn't give her a chance to be a babyface. I feel she was on Raw, then she was on SmackDown, then she was saying how her father or her uncle abused her or some shit like that.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Where I was like, what? I'm like, how high am I? Like, what is going on? And like, what is she saying right now? I'm like, what is this?
Those video packages were just, it was just weird. But, I'm happy Liv is over there. She's on top right now, facing Ronda at SummerSlam. I mean, my God, what a big step for her. Huge.
Yeah.
She goes from, she's a good worker and, good in the ring. People like her. Now she's on top of the world. And she's facing Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam. So you can't get any bigger than that.
I think she definitely deserves it. And I kind of like what you were saying, how, Charlotte interferes, takes out Ronda. And, then that could lead to a Ronda Charlotte feud. And it's kind of like the Becky Asuka feud on Raw right now, to where it doesn't need a title.
No.
And you don't really see that a lot with the ladies, to where, you have this segment or these matches, a rivalry, to where where the title isn't involved. Very rarely do you have that. So if you could do that with Becky and Asuka, then you could definitely do it with Charlotte and Ronda. Keep the title on Liv. Let her run through the B list of SmackDown. Natty, Lacey, let her have the Rey Mysterio underdog story against Raquel. And then come Survivor Series. I think that would be a good match.
Liv and Raquel, honestly, the best match well, if we're not counting Charlotte, but the best match Liv could probably have is with Raquel right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure Liv and Ronda will be good. They'll have a good match, but I don't think it'll be to the level of a match she can have with like a Charlotte Flair or a Becky Lynch or something like that. Ronda's good in the ring, but she's still, she's still a little green in certain aspects of it. The promo is just, we've already talked about it, but that's just a whole other story. I don't even want to.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but I'd love to see Liv and Raquel. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome for sure. So speaking of, Liv Morgan was, and new SmackDown Women's Champion on Saturday. And then I believe, what was it, Wednesday on Dynamite?
Yes, it was Wednesday.
Wednesday on Dynamite, Wardlow won the TNT Championship, which is only going to propel him to where he needs to go, and that's the WWE. And then,
oh man, I like how you put that in there.
Yeah,
somewhere an AEW fan just
right.
Mad.
They just unfollowed me. I was doing all you can eat sushi on Wednesday night. And
there we go.
It was also all you can drink sake. So
even better.
Absolutely. And I was unable to watch Dynamite.
I'll tell you this: you didn't miss much other than Wardlow.
Okay.
And I think I even, after I did my coverage, I tweeted this out on my own account. I said, they made Wardlow look like $1 million. He's a huge star. About time he has a title. But the rest of the show was just, it was just like missable. And then, last week in the entire, even WWE, it was just missable episode after missable episode. Like if you missed last week, you'd miss nothing other than Wardlow. That's all you missed. All you missed last week was Wardlow winning the TNT title. That's how I felt on all the shows. All of them. It was all missable.
Was it because it was a holiday? 4th of July?
No, because 4th of July was over.
That's true.
Well, for Raw, nobody cared because it was 4th of July. I didn't even do my live coverage on that night because it was 4th of July. So I missed Raw too, but Dynamite was on Wednesday, and it just, maybe it was me, but I don't think so. It just felt missable.
Yeah.
Like if you missed it, you didn't miss anything other than Wardlow.
Well,
But Wardlow winning, huge deal. They should have did it. They should have did it the night after Double or Nothing with MJF. I don't know why they waited this long, but hey, they made him look like $1 million. He's a huge star now. But you have to continue to book him upwards.
what's going on with MJF?
Oh, that's another thing I've been thinking of lately. I don't know because I have not heard or seen anything about him in probably a month. A month ago, I think I saw reports out there that he was thinking about just taking a break from wrestling and going to Hollywood and acting and stuff like that. I saw that a month ago.
Wow.
After that, I haven't heard from him. I haven't seen a report out there about anything. So
we're talking more about
there.
Sasha and Naomi.
Yeah, we are.
Than MJF.
And that's
like there's more information on those two coming out than MJF, which is so weird because like while the girls walking out was like newsworthy, like MJF's promo was like, I think
it was a bomb.
Bigger. It was bigger news. It was a pipe bomb.
It was huge, and now I think if this is all a work, then okay, well, when are we going to get the payoff? Like, you have to get the payoff. Can't be 5 months from now because no one's going to care 5 months from now.
No one's going to remember.
Yeah. Nobody's going to remember. They're going to be like, oh yeah, remember that MJF did that, and then nobody's going to care. So you have to do it soon, otherwise when are you going to do it?
This is almost like when Bret Hart left after the Montreal Screwjob, and they took forever WCW to put him on TV.
That's how messed up WCW was.
Yeah,
they didn't even know what they were doing.
So to me, I think this is 100% legit. That it was probably the fucking Mark comment that Tony Khan maybe got heated over because he cursed or what he said was true.
I saw something about the Warner Brothers because there were executives in the crowd that night. The words were they handed down an edict to AEW after that. So maybe it's because of that. I don't know, but if this goes any longer, then something is up. There's something wrong. If this goes like 3-4 more months, then something's going on that we don't know about.
I think it's got to be something now because this is when it's the summer. This is where you have big high angles. Like when Punk did his pipe bomb, it was the summer of Punk. It was right before the summer started, and even that was mismanaged. And you figured, the best thing about history is to make sure that it doesn't repeat itself. So I think, with what you were saying, how Warner Brothers, like they handed out some sort of edict or something to Tony Khan. If it was legit, or I'm sorry, if it was a storyline, then all you have to do is the bullshit like when Brock goes away. Oh, you're suspended indefinitely because you attacked a referee. Then just make up a story. Be like, MJF is currently suspended. His actions were unbecoming of an AEW superstar, and we will not stand for that. And he is indefinitely suspended.
That's what's not making sense. And I get they're trying to put it. They're trying to blur the lines. They're not going to come out and say, "Oh, he's suspended," because they're trying to make people think, this is all real. And it probably some of it is. Everything MJF said in that promo was fact. It was true. It was. So
and
maybe
since then, Cesaro's been signed since then.
There we go. And that's the exact thing that MJF said. Oh, he's just going to save his money for all the XWE guys. And here we are. Maybe there are still some hard feelings there. I'm sure there are. So it's like they say, it's getting late. What are we doing here? His merch is still off the website. His face is like taken off of all their merchandising and websites, and the opening package when they open Dynamite, his face ain't on there anymore. So, at one point, do you start questioning things?
But my thing is, what do you do now when he comes back?
I
What
don't
does he
know.
do? Like,
I'm
was he supposed to go after Punk again for the belt, and then maybe Punk got hurt, so
guess.
that messed things up? Because I
I guess. I
remember,
don't
I
know.
don't know, and that's the thing. Like, you don't know what's legit and what's not. Like, what's a work and what's a shoot, because there was fan footage after his mic was cut and they went to commercial where Punk came out and was like,
Right.
"What are you doing?" And then he ran, through the crowd, and that was the last time you saw it. You saw him.
That was
Like,
it.
I think it's more legit too, because you don't even have like, that's another thing I want to talk about, which I think is stupid that they did. But like the acclaimed raps about everything,
Hmm.
from Vince to WWE to
Right.
anything that's really going on. So the fact that nothing was even joked like that and said, it's
Well,
almost like what's happening. Like
I think they're
this
telling the
has to be.
locker room. They're telling the locker room to keep things quiet. Although Wardlow, speaking of Wardlow, he did have some strong comments about it when he was asked about MJF, and they weren't very good. I don't think, unless that was a work too, and he's just working all of us. But I don't think he enjoyed his time with MJF working with him. So I don't know. It's just all blurred lines at this point.
If I had to put money on it, I would say that it's legit, and it's almost like the Sasha Naomi situation, to where, are they
Maybe.
released? Are they fired? Like, are they suspended? Are they coming back? What is it? Because, ever since that Monday night, when, or that Friday night, or if it was the Friday after, when Cole was like, they disappointed everybody.
Right.
They also said that night that they were going to be doing a tag team title tournament,
Yeah.
which
Where's
they've
that go?
never done, which
Never did
just
it.
goes to prove that what Sasha and Naomi were saying was absolutely correct, and it was accurate, to the point to where it's like, what are you doing with these? We're wasting our time.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about all that is I do coverage on NXT too for Wrestling Inc. And they still have the NXT Women's Tag Titles down there. There's still, it's still a thing down there. So it's like weird. Like, okay, like you still have it in NXT. Are you bringing it back on the main roster? Like, are you waiting for more time to pass? I think that what they're waiting for is, I would think, if they are going to release Sasha and Naomi and make the announcement official and everything, I think they would do it after that. Bring the tag titles back.
Yeah.
I think they want to release them first, have some time go by after that, and then, oh, we're gonna have a tournament. That's probably what they're gonna do.
I could see that.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that happening. We don't know when WWE is gonna officially announce this release, but it's out there, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, listen, hopefully, with everything going on, Vince takes a step way back, like extremely back. And, Triple H gets in there and he does his damage control like he did for San Martino and the Warrior. Get them back in, get Sasha back. I
I don't
don't
know.
see her wrestling anywhere else. I
She'll
see her just
become
going right into
she'll become a
acting.
celebrity.
Yeah.
She'll go and do film. She's not going to go AEW. AEW is not her fit.
No.
It's just she doesn't fit there. She wouldn't fit the mold there. It's not for her, I don't think. Acting is. I think she'll go into acting or something like that, be an actress and stuff like that. I don't just don't see her fitting in with AEW. I just don't.
I agree.
Although I do see a good money match with her and Jade Cargill. That I would like to see. Her and Jade Cargill going at it would be pretty fun. But I don't
One
know.
and done. It would have to be a one and done.
I don't see Tony Khan shelling out all this money for her.
No.
I just don't. And she's gonna ask for a lot of money, I would think.
She would deserve it too. I mean, her name alone, I think she would be the biggest, one of the biggest stars in AEW.
If she would dominate that women's division, she'd be the biggest star there. I mean, no offense to Britt Baker or Jay Cargill or Thunder Rosa, but
I forgot about Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, everybody forgets about poor Thunder Rosa. Not her fault, though.
No.
Yeah, but that's I'm going back to Wardlow. I'm happy. They put the title on him. At first, I thought they could do something screwy and have him like a DQ or something. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, I hope they're not going to do that, but they didn't. So Tony's just got to continue to book him right. And after the Double or Nothing match with MJF, he booked him horribly. He's had a stupid thing with the security guards and Mark Sterling, and it was just ridiculous. But I'm happy they are going in the right direction now.
Good, because he could probably be the future of that company.
The future of the business.
Yeah, in WWE.
Because I tell you, I said Liv Morgan reminds me of Trish. Wardlow reminds me a lot of Goldberg.
Really?
And, yeah, a lot of gold. Even the way they're booking him too, like he reminds me a lot of Goldberg. And I could, I don't know if Wardlow will wind up being a drawing card like Goldberg has been over the years, but I
can't believe Goldberg.
Yeah, if you can you imagine Tony brings him in and then those two have a match? Oof, that'll be interesting.
I don't see Goldberg doing that. I don't know.
Tony throws money at him.
That is true, because he did come back to WWE after all that bullshit.
And I don't. As far as I know, I don't think Goldberg is under any deal right now.
Good.
I don't think he's with WWE right now.
Let him go to AEW, because it's what seems to be going on with the current, I guess, structure of the company. Liv Morgan wins Money in the Bank. She's now the SmackDown Women's Champion after beating Ronda Rousey. Regardless whether it was after a match or a roll-up or a cash-in, she still beat Rousey, which is huge for her. And, Austin Theory drops the U.S. title. And I saw a lot of people saying this on Twitter, when Theory lost, like, oh, he's going to be in the Money in the Bank match. And I'm thinking...
Oh, I knew immediately.
You know what? I wasn't really, focused in on it. I just finished watching Stranger Things earlier in the day, and I was like, whoa. So...
Yeah.
I was back and forth between watching it, and I was okay with Theory losing the U.S. title, because then I started, but I was like, oh, he'll be in. I'm like, you know what? That actually, it makes sense, because it's no one else really needs to win that match. Like Rollins winning and cashing in doesn't work, because Roman still has both belts. And the move would be to cash in the night of SummerSlam, because of the last man standing.
Right.
And I was tweeting out that I think it would be cool if you book Theory like they booked Dolph when Dolph Ziggler won the Money in the Bank. How many times would he try to go to cash in only to get bro kicked or knocked out before the bell could even ring and the match could even start? And then there are so many times to where the champ will be down and then everybody will be chanting Ziggler, 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 and wouldn't come out. And then he cashed in the night after WrestleMania, and the place went absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah, I was at WrestleMania 29, and during the Jack Swagger Del Rio match, people were at least in my section, were furious that Dolph didn't come out and
Sam.
cash in. People were so mad. I literally, like, one person, like, literally got up and left. He was like, "Okay, I'm leaving." I was like, I was like, "All right, you paid for this ticket, and you're gonna leave because Dolph didn't come
Leaving.
out." Yeah, like, he was like, "All right, I'm leaving." I was like, "Okay,
All
like,
right.
bye."
Yeah,
But people
right.
were mad about that. Yeah, I was fine with Theory winning. It makes sense with his story. He's Vince's guy. He's the chosen one, and it works with Theory. And the people complaining, the IWC complaining about it. It's just ridiculous because they're the same people that complain that WWE and they don't push the younger stars, and
Yeah.
here they are. They're pushing a 24-year-old, and they still have a problem with it just because it's not the 24-year-old that they want.
Exactly. And
It's ridiculous.
I mean, and if you honestly think about it, the only person that should have won that match if Theory wasn't in it would have been Rollins.
That's the only one that, well, either him or Riddle.
Yeah, but Riddle couldn't challenge Roman as
Right.
long as Roman was a champion. So
Mm-hmm.
with Riddle holding the briefcase for X amount of months is stupid when you can't challenge Roman, because then you, like, what's the point? What's the point of having
Right.
him have that? So that's why with Theory, and you could literally drag this for 11 months with him holding that briefcase.
Oh, 100%.
Literally do that. And that's what you
I could see
want.
it. Yeah, that's what
You know?
with a baby face, like I said earlier, with a baby face, it wouldn't work. I like when a baby face wins Money in the Bank, it's just like like when Cena won it that year, that was like horrible. I was like, really, like, but
That's well, yeah. How many times did a babyface win? It was Cena,
RVD.
RVD.
See, I was fine with that because it's RVD.
Yeah.
That I'm cool with. But
Punk was
like,
a babyface, right? When he won the second time? The first time.
yeah, he was a baby face. But see, somebody like that, they can make it work because
Yeah.
Punk
The look.
and RVD can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody like Cena, like I didn't want to see him win it. Like a baby face like that, I don't.
Or Braun Strowman, where they did announce cash-ins.
That was,
and that's the thing
that.
too. That defeats the whole purpose of the Money in the Bank is an announced cash-in. The only time it worked was for RVD because it was for a one night stand.
Right, it worked with the story.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It worked really good. But then like Cena winning, even when Nikki ASH won, I felt like that didn't fit the superhero gimmick to where you're attacking someone from behind. So I definitely thought she was gonna like announce her cash in like the superhero way.
Right.
But then it's just like the past couple of winners didn't make sense. I like that Theory one.
I love that Theory one. I think it's great.
So much could be done, especially if the title's split. Do you want it? You want my prediction? July 11th, 6:45. I'm going to hit you with my prediction.
All right.
Cody wins the Royal Rumble.
Oh, well, that's almost like a given.
At this point, the titles are separated. This is the Universal title and the WWE title. Or they're together, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Cody wins the Rumble. Rollins is champion.
Mm-hmm.
Cody challenges Rollins at WrestleMania. Main event of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Cody wins the match, pins Rollins. Bunch of pyro goes off. There's confetti coming down. He's celebrating, holding the championship. And then Austin Theory cashes in.
Oh, there would be nuclear heat.
Takes the contract.
You might get people jumping over the railing if the
and successfully cashes in against Cody Rhodes and takes the title off him.
That would be, I mean,
Boom.
honestly, Theory would need like security to get to his car.
Yeah, but
Honestly,
like how?
Not only be great, but
I would do that.
He would need to get out of town.
Yeah,
They would need to literally, like, he would need like the SWAT team to get him out of there, because when Cody wins that belt, oh my, it's gonna be like a huge moment, and part of me hopes that doesn't happen, because I want to see Cody have a good moment and a good run, because
he
he
can
needs
have the
that.
moment. He can have the moment,
He
but
can have the moment, but I want to see him have the run. I want to see him have a good, nice run with that belt, and not be a part-time guy, be an everyday guy, defending that belt, wrestling every week. I want to see a nice little Cody Rhodes WWE title run. But it's a great idea, but I don't know.
he could still have the title run. His next run could be it, because I mean, if you think about it, look at Drew. Drew McIntyre was the pandemic Thunderdome champion. He carried the company on his back during the entire pandemic. And once fans come back, what's he doing? Jobbing to Bobby Lashley in front of the first crowd they've been in 2 years, almost in a year almost. So it's almost like, all right,
I
so
see it, yeah.
Like anything, honestly think anything can happen. And if they're serious with Theory, I think that is like the perfect way to get Cody as he's already the ultimate babyface. But oh my God, he will be the face of the company. Theory could be the villain of the company, and you just have an awesome feud there.
Oh, I think it would be great, but I don't know.
Do it.
I don't know the type of backlash you would get. It would be positive, but at the same time, not positive. I think people would be pissed off to the point where they wouldn't watch.
Look at Roman, though.
Yeah,
when Roman was supposed to win at 31, that was supposed to be his big moment. He was supposed to beat Lesnar. His whole family was in the front row, and then 20 minutes before, they're like, "Hey, by the way, Rollins is cashing in with his briefcase, and you're not winning.
Yeah,
and you're actually taking the pin tonight."
I get that, but I mean, Cody's a lot more over than Roman was hated.
Not then. I'm not at 31.
He wasn't as hated as he was at 32, but he still, like, people really didn't care for him. Like, Cody is beloved. Like, Roman wasn't beloved. Cody is like a beloved figure, which is crazy to say, especially like a year ago. He was the most hated person wrestling. Now he's the most beloved person wrestling. See what happens when you change companies. Yeah, I need Cody to come back, though. I need Cody to come back and make.
I want it. I need it. I want to see that, because because it would be like, I got there, I tasted it, it was stolen from me.
Yeah, you could do it.
And now I want it back. Like, Bruce Pritchard, listen, bro, you have a lot on your plate right now. Vince and Johnny Ace have been fucking up. Bring me in. I've been playing my GM because I've been watching Up, Up, Down, Down. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I think that would be a cool thing to see. I say that now in July, but I mean, who knows what the state of the company is going to be?
Who knows what they'll do? Who knows? Hey, maybe Theory knocks off Roman. Maybe they do that. I don't see it, but maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so, because
I don't think he's ready for that.
No. And which is why he's the perfect person to have it, because he's not ready for it.
No, he's not.
He's not ready to be champion. And I think that when he fights Lashley at SummerSlam, they need to do something to where, like, Lashley just like beats the shit out of him, and like he leaves the arena. So there's no, because honestly, that's why everyone's upset, is because we'll jump into SummerSlam real quick. SummerSlam is about less than 3 weeks away, day after my birthday.
Come
and it's a last man standing match between Brock and Roman. And I think because Seth, while they were hyping up Money in the Bank, Seth was teasing that, he may have to recreate, the greatest cash in ever. And it just so happens to be that the main event of SummerSlam has the same two people that were involved in that cash in.
Yeah.
And it's a last man standing. This match has cash in written all over it.
I could see it.
If it was anyone other than Theory, I could see it. Actually, I only see it if it was Rollins.
Yeah. They did a horrible segment on SmackDown where Theory came out with the briefcase at the top of the ramp and the Bloodline was in the ring. And then they went to break. And then they came back from break. And Theory was
fucked up. I think they fucked up. I don't think
know.
he was supposed to be there.
Because the commentary team said, "Oh my God, Theory's on the ramp. Is it going to cash in?" And then they went to break.
And then it went to a commercial. I'm like, yeah, he's going to cash in.
And then they came back, and Theory was nowhere to be found. And then Roman and Paul Heyman did their promos. And then Theory came back out and just stared at Roman, and Roman stared at him, and it was just like I get where they were going for, but like why? Like it just was weird. The sequence of it made no sense.
I agree. The whole AJ Lee skipping around the ring with the briefcase from Roman is looking at him like, this dude? This who I need to sweat?
Yeah, it looked so corny. I don't know. It just looked stupid. Why did you have him run it? Really? Like Theory were just gonna run around the ring and then leave and and then you go to before that you have him come out on the ramp holding the briefcase and you come back and he's nowhere to be found. Like where'd he go? He went backstage. That was it. It was stupid.
Which is why I agree that he's not ready yet. Because if he was ready, A-Town down. His music hits. He goes into the ring. He could still be like gloating and cocky like that heel. And then, he gets in the ring with Roman. They're still looking at him. All Theory has to do is take out his phone, take a selfie with Roman with the titles, and he goes, I'll send that to you because while I have this in my hand, that picture is going to be the only thing that you have to remember when I take your titles away. Something like that. So something small, just to make him look like a little serious. But being that they're not doing that, that's why I believe that he's not cashing in, and it's early. It's too early for him. It's not like back in 2004 when Orton won that random battle royal on Raw to be number one contender for Benoit's World Heavyweight Championship. I loved Orton. I loved him since day one. Evolution, I became a bigger fan, and when he won the title, I was like, holy shit. Like, wow. But it made sense. Like, the whole thing, he was with Triple H, he was with Ric Flair, like, while Theory has Vince backing him, I don't necessarily think, regardless of what's happening, I don't think that holds weight anymore because he's not on TV. And, it's not where Theory gets the rub of just saying, hey, I'm Vince's guy, rather than having Vince in his corner.
I think it gives him a little bit of a rub still because it is still Vince, and you recognize Theory as a top star more. Like if Vince wasn't involved with him, what would you? I would view him as he's a good mid card guy. I think Vince giving him that rub is making him seem like a top guy. And if you didn't have that, I would see him as a mid-card, heel, fighting for the U.S. title, and which he is, but obviously they have bigger plans for him in the future.
But you know what, though? He's fighting. I think it's better that he's fighting for the U.S. title on Raw than if he was fighting for the IC title on SmackDown, only because Roman's associated with SmackDown. So pretty much, Theory was the top champion on Raw. The U.S. title is the top title on Raw. So, you know what? You're right. I agree with that. Vince does give him the rub. To where if it wasn't for Vince, he would just be a mid-card U.S. title guy.
Yeah, and you would know that he's not getting a push.
Yes.
With Vince putting this much time and effort to be on television with him occasionally, you can tell that he's Vince's guy. You could tell that he sees something in him.
Right. No, you're right. Totally. I'm a Theory guy. Like, I like him. We talked about him since we started this, 7 episodes ago. And like, I always said he gave me like the Randy Orton type of vibe. He's built like Cena, but the cocky, arrogant gimmick it reminds me of Randy so much. And
I see it.
If it's done the right way, I don't want to say Theory could be the next Randy Orton, but if it's done the right way, Theory could be a top guy in the company. Probably 5-10 years, maybe. He's so young.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
24,
maybe
even more.
Maybe even earlier. He's the future. I tweeted this out. I said he's the future of this company, and a lot of people were like, "No, he's not. Stop saying that." I was like, No. He's the future of this company. Like, I don't understand why you guys don't understand that. He's 24 years old. It was just crazy for me because I'm 23, so he's only a year older than me, and he's when you look at him, he doesn't look 24 years old.
No,
he looks like he's in his 30s or something. But he's the future. I don't know. People are complaining for what? I don't understand. He's a great heel. He's a great heel. He's a great worker. What did you want? I don't know. You wanted Seth to win?
It's and that's the thing too. And I'm tight because I just realized I forgot to do something. I just lost my train of thought because of that. Like I was saying earlier, Brock was a mystery guy in the Rumble, number 30. He won. Everybody was pissed.
Yeah,
Ronda, mystery entrant. Everybody was pissed because the Rumble isn't for that. Even though, you have guys like Randy who won more than once, Batista won more than once, Austin won 3 times, Cena won. A lot of these main guys won when they didn't need to, but it worked. Brock winning,
they're big stars.
Exactly. Brock winning didn't work. Ronda winning didn't work. Everybody complained. Like, they're not building new stars. The same repetitive stuff over and over and over again.
Yep.
So they're like, okay, we got you. Fast forward 7 months later, Money in the Bank, which out of all the winners, I want to say, more than half were never champion until they won the Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
So, that's what it's used for. It's used to skyrocket and propel a mid-card talent to the main event picture. And that's what they did with Liv, and everybody liked it. And that's what it's going to do with Theory, but no one likes it. And I honestly really don't know why. I
don't get it.
I think there was some scandal or some accusations when Theory was first called up with Rollins and Murphy.
That, though.
But
I don't think it's
people
that.
People were bringing that up. I saw on Twitter. They're like, like, oh, yeah, Theory's the new Money in the Bank, and they're like, oh, so you're telling me you like your Money in the Bank winner who messages 13-year-old girls on Snapchat? I'm like,
I don't. I can't speak on that because I don't know. I heard about it, but I don't know how that ended.
I
I
want to
don't
say
know. I don't.
it ended to the point to where Theory's still on TV, to where
Yeah,
other
I
people got
mean,
fired and released because of it. Theory,
Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen, Enzo. Look up with Lars Sullivan. That
I
whole
mean,
shit. It's
they get rid of people that you know have a bad history, and then things come out. They fire them. So I maybe they looked into Theory. I don't like I said I don't know the whole story, maybe, but maybe they looked into Theory and they said, they didn't find anything. I don't know.
it's disgusting how wrestling Twitter is. Wrestling Twitter is so toxic and
Yeah.
just so filled with like hatred that, like, even when I was discussing, Adam Cole's physique, people are like, "Oh, you're body shaming." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm saying the guy doesn't look like he could be a world heavyweight champion." And then those same people that would say that I'm body shaming Cole would be like, "Oh wow, look at Montez. He's jacked. He could definitely be in the world. He could definitely be a world champion, main eventer now." Why now?
Right.
What was going on with him before? Because his in-ring skills didn't change. He's just ripped now. So it's the same thing though. It's the same thing,
Mhm.
but then you just have it's like it's politics. Wrestling is just like politics to where it's almost like you can't like both. Obviously
I
with
feel like
politics,
everything's like that. I feel like it's just like like
it's
I watched I went to the movies and I saw Thor: Love
how
and
was it?
Thunder. I thought it was decent, but then you go online and you see all the Marvel fans, there's all mixed reviews, and it's just like some people said, "Oh my god, it was horrible," and then some people are like, "Oh, I had fun watching it. I thought it was good." So you get a mixed bag everywhere you go, and it's crazy to just every genre has a mixed bag. It's so weird.
It's this thing. It's this
Yeah,
stupid cell phone that
no one can
anytime.
enjoy anything anymore.
Exactly. Anytime you don't like something, you have to be like, "Oh, that movie was fantastic, but why did Thor wear that?" And then they tweet, "Oh, I absolutely hated this." And then it's like,
Right.
did you hate it, or do you just want to, be different and like go against the
I
grain?
kept being like critical of certain things because I'm critical of certain wrestling and booking and stuff like that. But to just hate on something totally, like I saw people talking about it, Thor, that Love and Thunder, and they were just like eviscerating it. I was like, oh my god, it wasn't that bad. It was like okay.
When we're off the air, I want to talk about the after credits scene. I have no plans on seeing it, so I
Oh,
just
okay.
want
I
to
was gonna say I don't
know.
want to spoil it for you.
Oh no, I don't care. I I don't really go to the movies anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's I think the last thing I saw in the movies was Winnie the Pooh. The Christopher Robin movie might
Yeah,
have been the
that was a
last
while
thing I
ago.
saw. A long time ago,
Mm.
it's I have patience and I feel like I'm just so busy with other stuff that, I don't want to sit down and watch a movie if I could do that here.
Mhm.
And like for me, it's just I don't really keep up with what's coming out to be like, "Oh, I
Right.
really want to see that." And also
Yeah.
now it's like a week later, it's either on HBO Max, it's streaming on Fio. So I was like,
I do it mostly just
I'm
to
like, all
avoid
right.
spoilers. Like I do it. I like when it first comes out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go watch it because I don't want to see any spoilers and ruin it for me. That's why I do it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stay off Twitter for like a day, and then I'm gonna go to the movies tomorrow and watch it.
I'm with you on that because like I want to say 3 years ago, 3 years ago, around my birthday. I think it was actually on my birthday. I'm off from work. I'm cleaning out my storage unit. I know, fun thing to do on your birthday. And I have Busted Open Radio on. One of the first times I was listening to it. It's on my phone because I had the app.
They're very good.
I like them. Bully Ray, I feel like just says things for like clickbait or to get attention. Like the bullshit he said about Liv, that it looks like she's playing a pro wrestler rather than being a pro wrestler.
I saw that. I
was
I
like,
agree
okay.
with that one.
I'm like, you had great TLC and matches, but you're taking the L on this one because that's really not. I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm never listening to Busted Open because of bull.
Exactly.
I'm like, listen, I think you're absolutely wrong, but I mean, that's for you, and but not to get off topic too quick, but he gave a spoiler for Stranger Things, and I didn't get there yet. Then I was like. It's like this motherfucker. I'm like, it's a week old. It's a week. I think there needs to be a longer grace period than a week. Especially when there's like 8 episodes and they're like an hour long each. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is, I think, a good grace period before you start spoiling stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I hate spoilers. Even wrestling spoilers, I try to avoid it at all costs. Even though I worked for a wrestling website, I still try to avoid it. But I want to be surprised. I don't want to know that there's a big return coming. I want to watch, just like I did when I was, younger. And there was a big return. I was like, oh wow, like a genuine reaction I had. Now it's just like, all right, I already know what's gonna happen, but. I mean, I did get smart to the business, but
like Cena coming back surprised me last year at Money in the Bank. Like I had a
feeling.
That
surprised me too. Yeah.
Like I had a feeling something was happening because it's almost like you could kind of tell. It's like back in the Attitude Era with Kane. Like when he got into the ring, if he didn't, do his pyro entrance in the ring, you knew some shady shit was happening after the match or something. And it was like, Roman didn't do the acknowledge me. And then and then Cena hit, I was like, yo, dope. And that's what people were, also comparing it to like, oh, the end of last year's Money in the Bank was like Cena and Roman in the ring.
Okay, and like I get that all the time.
And they're like, the end of this year's is Austin Theory with the briefcase. No shit. That's what it should be. Like Roman wasn't even on the pay-per-view.
Right. It's called looking into the future and building new stars, which is what everybody has been clamoring for. But you don't do it for the person that you want them to do it for, and it's a problem. So I tweeted this out. I said, no one will ever be satisfied.
Never.
The IWC will never be satisfied. It's always a problem. So I just ignore it at this point. I'm just like, all right, I'm going to have my opinion and they can have theirs. I don't care.
And thank you for saying that, because as I was talking about the Twitter, I remembered something else I wanted to say. Lost my train of thought. A couple of months ago on Twitter, I think Kip Sabian was in the crowd at AEW, and he had a bag on his face. So one of the wrestling websites that I follow, I think maybe No DQ, they tweeted, they're like, oh, who's this guy? But like everyone knew who it was. So I made a joke. I'm like, oh, it's someone embarrassed to be at an AEW show because they have a bag over their face. Let me tell you how many smarks were like, that's Kip Sabian. What do you mean? They're like, you obviously don't know who that is. That's Kip Sabian. And then this one guy goes, oh, look at the E-drone, not knowing anyone outside of the company.
Oh, and I'm like, it's just so ridiculous. It's ridiculous because you know what? A casual viewer is not going to know something. I'm not saying you're a casual viewer. I mean, are you? I don't know. I would say you're a casual viewer, right?
Of AEW? Yeah. Of AEW, yeah. I definitely don't watch AEW the way I watch WWE. And And to be honest, I haven't really watched WWE that much the way I used to. Like Raw tonight, 3 hours. You know what? Good for you to be. I guess you have to for work, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to sit through 3 straight hours of Raw anymore.
it's not easy.
It's hard. I want to say, I know more about what's going on in WWE, but right now I would probably be a casual viewer of both. But I'm equally critical on both. Like I shit on both, and it's funny because that kid that said that, I'm like, what does it even mean in E-Drone? I'm like, what do you even mean by that? Because I shit on both of them.
Twitter is just a
toxic.
Cesspool. It's just
toxic.
a whole cesspool. It's ridiculous. You could enjoy both. I don't know.
You're allowed to.
You're allowed to. I do. I enjoy both, and I criticize both. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that as a fan, but once it just gets to the cesspooliness, it's just like, oh, you're an E-Drone, oh, you're an AW Mark. It's like, why? Like, why can't you just like both?
Why can't you be both? Why can't you just be a fan of wrestling?
Just like wrestling and watch everything. I don't get it.
So I'm super petty, and I ended up following him, and he followed me back, and then he's in the New York area, so we would tweet back at each other on certain things, and I see a lot of his replies, and it's always shitting on WWE all the time, and the Raw match that Becky and Asuka had, which I think was phenomenal. They had a great no DQ match where Becky, hit the manhandle slam on Asuka through a table. And then, Asuka did that little titty grab to make sure Becky was all right. And she was. But the Twitter account that he responded to said, oh, these two always put on bangers all the time. Like Asuka and Becky very rarely have a bad match with each other. And then this kid responds, he goes, oh, you mean this botch fest? I'm like, this botch fest? I'm like, dude, unless I smoked a little too much before the main event, I didn't see any botches. I'm like, where is there a botch?
You want to see a botch fest, go watch AEW Dark. You'll see a lot of botches.
Dude, it gets better. The kid goes, oh, this wasn't Money in the Bank? I'm like, dude, the Raw logo's in the corner. I'm like, what are you talking about? And that's the thing. That's what they do. And certain things I'll respond to because it's just like, wow, you're just completely out of your mind. But I never take any of it to heart. Like if I'm going at it with someone on Twitter, I would have to be bored because I don't really do it to I don't really do it, because I'm sensitive about it. I do it just because, I'm bored and I'm like, oh, this would be fun.
Well, speaking of good matches, I wanted to bring this up. Street Profits and the Usos are going back at it at SummerSlam. There's going to be a special ref. I don't know who it's going to be yet.
Naomi.
Imagine the match at Money in the Bank was a 5-star classic. If you did not watch it, go watch it. It was fantastic. It was the best match I have seen in a long time.
I caught. That was a very good match.
That the crowd was on fire for that. Montez Ford is a huge potential main event star. He has it.
I said that a few months ago, maybe earlier, end of last year. I said Montez just has the charisma. He you know what? He has Rock tendencies in him.
Yeah.
Just the way he gets that crowd. He knows the right things to do, the right things to say. That frog splash could literally grab the Money in the Bank briefcase. So it's
he's great. He's filled with charisma, and he's great in the ring.
He has it.
Whatever it is, he has it. I'm looking forward to this rematch. I don't care if we've seen this match a lot. That match at Money in the Bank, to me, was the best match on the entire show.
Yes, I agree.
I haven't seen talk about negativity. I haven't seen one negative comment about that match. That was fantastic. Everybody had a good thing to say about that one. I mean, if you had a problem with that, then you'll always have a problem with something, because that was fantastic. That was
that's true.
That's such a good match. 5-star classic in my book. That's a match I'll go back and rewatch because it was so good.
Yeah, same. I definitely enjoyed it. It was definitely a barn burner, and I don't want a referee. Make it a ladder match. Put those guys in a ladder match. Let the belts hang. They're from Tennessee, so who's going to be the referee? The fucking honky tonk man?
No, man, I'm thinking it's Sami Zayn. That's what I'm thinking, because of him and the Bloodline.
Oh,
I'm sure they're not going to have much for him to do for SummerSlam. I wouldn't mind it, but it's going to take away from the match, and
that's why I'm saying boo. Because it's going to be a one-sided match, and it's not going to deliver how it should. But what does deliver how it should is Canadips, which is the OG CBD dip pouch. And if you're looking for your very own, make sure you go to CanadipsCBD.com and use code Rasslin20, and you save on your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth order. One more time, that's CanadipsCBD.com. Use code Rasslin20 and try. I think the fruit punch flavor is one of their more popular ones, but they're consistently going through different flavors during the different times of the year. Make sure you go there and check it out. For those who are watching, I will keep the banner running down below. For those who are not watching, make sure you go to Sorry, the ticker's moving slow. All right. www.canadipscbd.com. That's CanadipsCBD.com, and use code Rasslin20, and you will save.
There you go.
And you would honestly probably be able to get through all 3 hours of Raw watch if you take this. It will mellow you the fuck out, and you would just sit there and be like, wow, I can't believe I'm in hour number 2 already.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be going through that tonight. I'll be doing live coverage as I usually do for Wrestling Inc., starting at 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. full 3 hours of Raw.
Well, let me throw up the little Wrestling Inc.
There we go.
Banner for Sal. If you watch the show, you know this already, and if you don't, pay attention because this is very important. Sal does live, like we are right now, live coverage for Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights. Are you off Thursdays?
I'm off Thursdays.
He's off Thursdays, Friday nights. So if you're looking to get raw, funny, and real takes on these shows, make sure you follow Wrestling Inc. WRESTLINGINC. And Sal will be telling you what exactly he thinks about Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, Rampage, as well as your live premium live events and your pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm trying to think now. I don't think I have one till SummerSlam, so I think that'll be the next one I do. And that's the 31st,
30th.
or 30th?
Yeah.
Is it the 30th? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll
Saturday.
be the next one I do.
Well, the next pay-per-view you got is SummerSlam, and probably will be shaping up tonight a little bit with, I think it's Riddle versus Theory.
Yeah, I saw Riddle in Theory. I saw a report on Twitter that they're changing the script.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker. So I don't know if that's still on, but
God damn it, pal. Give me that script.
I hope it still is, because that'll be a great match.
That would be a great match.
I know Bobby Lashley's having an an invitation for the U.S. title.
Oh, the U.S.
Kind of like,
Open?
like an invitation or whatever they call it. And of course, Brock Lesnar's coming back. That's the biggest story. He'll be on Raw tonight.
And I was just checking my mail. WWE sent me an email. Raw preview. Brock Lesnar returns.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have Rey Mysterio takes on Finn Balor for the first time ever.
Yes.
And it's Championship Monday. We have the Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair versus Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we'll be getting that too. I'm okay with the rematch with Bianca and Carmella. I know the IWC really doesn't care for her that much. Carmella, that is, but I think she's very underrated. I
love Carmella.
Yeah, I think she's attractive, obviously, and
do you know what? You said it. You know what?
She's good in the ring.
Every time we see more of Carmella, we end up seeing less of Carmella, and I'm always a fan of that.
Yeah, Corey. I'm sure Corey Graves is loving it.
Corey Graves is on cloud 9 right now. That's how he gets through 3 hours of Raw. He goes home to Carmella every night.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah, Corey Graves is the luckiest guy in that building.
He definitely is.
So we'll be getting that. I'm interested to see Brock. Always love seeing Brock on television. He's just, anytime he is on the screen, my eyes are glued to it because it's Brock Lesnar. I mean,
yeah.
Come on, he's larger than life. Basically, he's a huge star. Great, I'm looking forward to the match with Roman. I know people are hating on it. I know they're saying, "Oh, we've seen this too much now," but I'm looking forward to it. It's last man standing. Who cares? It's anytime Brock and Roman go at it, I'll be interested.
And you know what, too? And here's how contradicting everything is. People are tired of seeing Brock and Roman.
Right.
And the only reason why we're seeing Brock and Roman is because we're not getting Brock and Randy. Because Randy's hurt.
Right.
Because that's what the rumor is supposed to be. And the other problem is that the reason why they're bringing Brock back is because there's no one else. There's no one else.
Yeah, it really isn't. And they're saving Drew McIntyre for Clash at the Castle.
Makes sense because it's in the UK.
Sense. Yeah.
He's the Scottish, psychopath or the Scottish warrior. So it makes sense. But also at the same time, people would say, well, why can't Roman, go against AJ, or why can't Roman go against Lashley? Because right now, Roman, the only threat to Roman is Brock Lesnar. Where Brock is the only guy you could put in the ring with Roman to where, holy shit, Roman could actually lose this match. Roman's not going to lose to AJ. He's not going to lose to Lashley. And the way this run is going, the only way he should lose the title is to either Cody or Theory. Cody being the babyface, the ultimate babyface for the company, and then you have the future of the company. Right. So those are your only two options, I feel. And just, you know what? Sit back, relax, enjoy the pay-per-view. You don't want to watch it, don't watch it. That's it.
Yeah,
it's that simple. I think if they're both healthy and they get time, Roman and and Lesnar can have a great, hard-hitting 45 finisher each last man standing match.
Yeah, I think there'll be some fighting. There's gonna be some brawling, and I'm sure there's gonna be some weapons and stuff like that. I'm sure they'll go on the stage and do stuff there, maybe even in the crowd or something like that. They'll make it work. They're too good to
Absolutely.
not make it work, and I think that's what people are missing. I know we've seen it a lot. Yeah, okay, it would be nice to see something new, but right now this is the situation they're in with Cody out, Randy out. You know, what else were you gonna do? I mean, maybe Brock and Drew, but no, not Brock. Drew and Roman, but that's gonna be saved for Clash of the Castle, which obviously it makes sense. I mean, Gunther, but
That's early.
he's just on the rise. By the way, what they are doing with him, $1,000,000. He looks like $1,000,000.
Yes.
He's been the best NXT call up since I don't even remember.
Yeah, I agree. There's no one. Yeah, I can't even. I'm trying to run through my head.
The Street Profits.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
I'm
yeah. I almost forget that they were from NXT because they've been up for so long.
I guess you could say Theory.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
I guess you would say probably since Theory.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
that
remember anybody. I mean, yeah, I think that's the last one that really made a huge impact. Gunther has been number one. He's putting U.S. title, the IEC title rather, back on the map,
which is what it needed.
I'd love to see a match between him and Brock one day. That would be a main event on any pay-per-view. Put it on, honestly, put it on WrestleMania. It would work.
I think so.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's in LA next year. Put Brock and Gunther. Oh my God, that'd be huge
for the IC title.
Probably not for the title.
Imagine Brock with the IC championship.
No, I can't. He probably, that'd be weird, but that'd be a great match.
You know what? I'll do Brock and Gunther, Brock and Walter, and give me a ladder match at WrestleMania. Have the IC title hanging from the heavens. Mm-hmm. And let it be Sheamus versus John Cena in a ladder match for the IC title. Something crazy that never happened before because both of them never won that title. They won every single championship but the IC title. Why not? Why not just do something that makes absolutely no sense? Throw some shit to the wall, see what sticks, and give us Cena and Sheamus at WrestleMania.
They'll probably do Cena in Theory.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the money match right there. But yeah, I'm down for whatever. Honestly, But
I guess that's what the video game is for, right? As soon as we're done, I'm gonna go do Cena versus Sheamus for the IC title at WrestleMania.
There we go.
Ladder match.
Do it put it in the. Where is it, in LA next year, right?
Yeah.
That's where it is. I'm right. Why am I thinking
California?
Vegas? Part of me thinking, I don't know why I thought Vegas for a minute, but that's right. They changed. That was the whole Money in the Bank thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, but Raw is in a half hour, and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good episode tonight.
What do you think before we wrap up? What do you think Brock does tonight? What you have Heyman there, you have the Usos there. What does Brock say on Raw?
Yeah, he'll probably come out, do a little promo. Maybe Paul Heyman comes out with the Usos. I don't know if Roman's gonna be there tonight. I don't think so. Nothing was said, but maybe he comes out. I don't think so. But I can see Brock going out there, cutting a little promo about the match at SummerSlam. Paul comes out and does his shtick, which he does amazingly, by the way.
Yeah.
And maybe the Usos come down the ring, try to attack Brock, few F5, something like that.
So you know what? You know what would be cool? He hasn't wrestled on Raw in years, but put Brock on Raw in a handicap match against the Usos.
Why not?
If Brock wins, the Usos are banned from ringside for the last man standing match.
Yeah, I would love something like that, but I don't know. Brock, I could see Vince going up to Brock and say, "Hey, want to do Raw Night, pal?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll take another $1 million.
Yeah, right.
Take another $1 million if you want me to do Raw Night." But I will see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see Brock. Hopefully, the Riddle and Theory match is still on. I'm hoping it is. I saw some things that said
Wait, I thought there was
a change.
I could have sworn I saw something on Twitter a few days ago that there's a 6-man tag tonight. I think it was the.
I don't remember now.
Okay, so wait a minute. I think they changed the Theory and Riddle match from. I thought it was Theory and the Usos versus Riddle and the Street Profits. I could have sworn I saw that somewhere.
I don't know now. I don't know.
Damn.
But we'll find out tonight.
Yeah, we will. It's less than a half hour away.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe it. I got 3 hours of wrestling to watch.
Yeah. Well, this show flew by. You know, we hit our topics. You know, hopefully, you know, that Raw lives up to the excitement.
Somewhat of hype.
The hype that they're pushing with Brock. But yeah, we'll hopefully catch you next week. We have to discuss the schedule because I am on a work trip next Monday in Atlanta. Hotlanta.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so we may have to maybe film a little early or we'll figure it out. But
we'll figure it out, yep.
Either way, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to try to time that I'm ending this broadcast to where we're not just hanging out here. So we'll say goodbye. Make sure you tune in to Rasslin Inc. in 30 minutes for Sal's live coverage of Monday Night Raw. Yes, if he's going to stay awake for it, so should you.
Yeah. Stay awake with me.
Yeah, stay awake with him. And thanks, everyone. And